I'm retired. I volunteer.
I have a job at a farm.
And I work as a part-time consultant for a water treatment company.
How much do y'all make doing what you do?
I make nothing.
$12.75 an hour.
About $130 an hour.
What advice would you share with anyone about what you've learned in your career, things that you've learned that you would be willing to share?
Don't worry about what you study in school because you won't get a job in it. Just be educated, read.
Just try your best, make friends.
And do what you enjoy doing. That way you don't have to go to work.
I'm a teacher. I teach middle and high school, a math teacher, and I teach in New York City, actually.
How did you get into it?
I kind of just fell into my lap. It's the only thing I could see myself doing in college, so I applied to one job and they took me.
Do you have a college degree to do what you do?
Yes, and a master's.
Do you have any student loan debt?
I do not.
Good. Oh, I love to hear it. Okay, how much do you make?
I make $73,000.
Do you like what you do overall? Like, how long have you been doing it?
Yeah, this is my third year doing it. I do really like it.
I am an executive assistant for a fintech company.
I'm a field service rep for a city.
How much do you make?
I make $105,000 annually.
I make $89,000.
Do you feel fairly compensated for what you do?
Yes,
Extremely.
How many years of experience do you have?
25.
15.
Did you need a degree or a certification to get into your job?
No degree, just a good basic education and experience.
No degree, basic knowledge of how electricity works.
What career advice would you share with anyone interested in your field?
Do something that you're passionate about, that you can actually make a living on, and if not, do something in the interim until you can do what it is that you're passionate about.
And if you can't do what you're passionate about, find something that pays you extremely well so you can use that money to follow your passions.
So I'm a programmer.
Did you have a degree to get into this or a certification?
Yeah, I did study at a university
Nice.
at Concordia in Montreal.
What kind of degree did you get?
Computer science.
Do you think that was really helpful to get your job?
Honestly, it might depend. I did not finish, so I studied for 2 years and I still got a job.
How did you get the job? Any words of wisdom, success?
Honestly, just believe in yourself. Sometimes, you try to downsell yourself, but if you have the competencies, just go for it.
How much do you make?
100,000.
Do you feel fairly compensated?
Yep.
Did you ever negotiate your salary?
No, not yet.
What words of advice would you share with others who want to be programmers or get into IT just like you or tech?
That's one of the fields where you could learn on yourself. You have the internet and everything, so there's none that stops you.
I'm a musician.
We're both musicians.
You guys work together?
We do,
Yes.
yeah.
You're from Australia.
Yeah.
What brought you to the United States?
For music, actually, we played some shows. Now we're just on a bit of a holiday, enjoying Mardi Gras.
How long have you guys been musicians?
For our whole lives, but
Yeah.
professionally,
15 years for me.
I was
I've been
18.
doing it since I was really young.
How much do you make as musicians?
well, it fluctuates. it
it's
changes.
hard to say because we're both freelancers,
Right.
and so some weeks we make, more than others.
On average, probably I would say about 1,500 Australian a week.
How do you make money? Like, do you get paid by a company, the venues you go to? How does that work?
Yeah, again, it depends on sometimes the venue, sometimes clients, corporate clients. I do corporate work as well,
Right.
perform at different events and weddings or stuff like that. We also teach as well. We have private students. I have a commerce degree as well, but I don't work in that field. I've never worked in that field. But we both teach, yeah.
What do you teach?
Music,
I
piano.
teach singing and violin and piano.
How much do you make at teaching?
I charge $100 an hour.
Are you guys happy with what you do? Anything you'd like to share?
No, we love it.
love it.
Yeah, we basically get to do what we love every day.
Travel the world.
And travel the world, and we're very lucky to be living our passions.
I'm a chemical engineer.
I'm a safety manager.
How much do you make?
300,000.
110.
How did you get here? How long have you been doing it? What kind of degree do you have?
So I have a graduate degree in chemical engineering. I have about 20 years of experience.
What about you?
Degree in clinical laboratory medicine. Did that for about 16 years and switched careers and just laboratory experience, people experience, and knowing the rules and following the rules, influencing people's behavior on a daily basis, do the right thing all the time.
What career advice would you share with anyone who might be interested in your field or just in general?
I would say if anybody want to go into STEM, degrees, study mathematics, science, engineering, get a lot of experience, do internships, get a diversity of different jobs to try to understand which one you really would like the most. So that's what advice I would give.
Good
And also
advice.
get a mentor. So
I would say if someone doesn't want to get into the STEM fields, get a trade, electrical, plumbing, construction, because that's what the jobs are. Right now, computer coders are being laid off in droves. They're no longer needed. So get a skill instead of going to college.
I'm a student. I work for the school. I'm a student admissions officer, so I'm a tour guide.
What about you?
I am also a full-time student. I'm a student manager.
How much do y'all make?
So I make minimum wage, which is $15.50 an hour in DC right now.
And I make $20 an hour.
You guys are students. What year are you?
So we're seniors.
What are your plans moving forward?
So I've applied to a bunch of grad schools, Vanderbilt right now, so anchor down. I also have a few other job offers around DC, one in Arlington at an experiential marketing firm.
And I'm hoping to get a job with an MBA team, so I'm looking at a couple right now, so hopefully it works out.
And are you guys going to graduate with any student loan debt?
I will not be, but for grad school I will be.
I will have none as well, thankfully.
I'm an attorney.
You're self-employed?
Yes, I am. I do criminal defense appointments in Kansas.
How much do you make on average?
That makes $120 an hour in Kansas, paid by the state for the Indigent Defense Fund.
How did you get into this? Like, what brought you to law?
Well, I was in the Air Force, got out of the Air Force, teaching special education. You really can't make a living in teaching, but I had the GI Bill, so I went to law school.
How long have you been self-employed?
Probably about the last 7 months or so.
How's it going?
I think it's going really well. I think it really is.
Any career advice you would share with maybe a younger generation just graduating into the workforce?
I think the most important thing is find what you're passionate about and follow your dream.
I run an infectious diseases clinical trials unit. I basically just oversee clinical research studies.
What kind of degree did you have to get into this, or certification?
I started working with the place while I was getting my master's, so I finished my master's now.
Did they help you pay for it?
No, God, no. I wish.
Did you have any student loans?
I do, yeah. Not that much, but I do.
How has it been like paying those off? Do you feel like you live paycheck to paycheck, or is it okay?
No, it's okay. I haven't started paying them off yet because I'm still like pretty soon after I graduated, so I haven't started paying yet.
How much do you make at your current job?
I make about $80,000.
Do you feel fairly paid?
Not anymore, no. I took on a lot more responsibilities, but I'm in like a weird situation, so it's okay for now.
How long have you been doing it total?
I guess like 2 years.
What would you recommend to anyone who might be interested in doing what you do?
It's a lot about who you know, but just reach out to people.
How did you get your job? Did you know someone or through the university?
I had a few job changes like within the same division, but I was able to get my job through networking, which was really helpful.
I'm a designer at an architecture firm.
And I'm actually in grad school for pharmacy, so I'm a pharmacy student.
How much do you make doing what you do?
Around like $70K.
Negative $60,000 a year.
Student loans?
Student loans.
Oh gosh. Do you have any student loans?
I have a lot, but I mean, 60,000.
Do you like what you do though?
I like what I do, but I like my time better.
What about you? Are you interested in pharmacy?
That was my dream originally, but a lot of things happened, so I want to be a stay-at-home mom now.
Loser.
I need to make like $70K more.
Tell me about your goals. What do you guys want to do in the next few years?
Travel, I think.
Start my own business so that I can make the decisions that my bosses aren't making.
We're also trying to do like this drop shipping business. We've seen on TikTok everywhere, you know, like buying things like through a third-party website and reselling.
What is your guys' dream job if you could choose what you wanted to do?
Work from home job.
I work remotely right now, but like I would love to have something that's my own that I'd feel better about working if it was something that's building us.
I'm an ICU nurse.
How much do you make?
I make like $42 an hour.
How did you get into this? Like, how long have you been doing it?
I have been doing it for 18 years, and I just happened to land on that path in life.
What did you study in school, or how did you get it?
Well, I was doing pre-med first. I wanted to be a trauma surgeon and realized I didn't really like school, so I wanted to abbreviate that and went into nursing school instead.
Do you like it so far?
Yeah, it has its ups and downs.
What are the pros and cons?
Pros. I can make my own destiny. I can go on any path I want to. There's a lot of open doors in nursing, and you can excel and go either in management or CRNA or anything like that. Cons. It's mentally exhausting. It's physically exhausting. It's hard on the body. It's hard on the mind. The emotional level of things, it's hard.
How's your work-life balance?
It's good. It's very good. I work 12-hour shifts. I can do 3 or 4 shifts, and then the rest is mine.
What advice would you share with anyone interested in becoming a nurse, or just in general what you've learned?
Always choose self. Put yourself first before everything else, and you have the ability to say no.
I manage Transmission Energy Control Center for an energy company. There's absolutely no common day for me.
Oh,
It can be totally crazy.
Do you like what you do overall?
I do.
And what are the pros and cons?
Well, it can be very unpredictable. I worked all through my Christmas holiday.
Oh, no.
But on the other hand, I work with such a dedicated bunch of people. All the guys that work for me, they control the transmission grid in a certain portion of the company, and they're just all really dedicated, really smart people, and I love that.
How much do you make?
I don't know exactly, but it's a little bit more than $300,000 a year.
Holy moly, that's awesome. Did you negotiate your salary? How did you get up there?
No, I just have a lot of experience. I've been with one company for 34 years now.
What advice would you share with anyone interested in your career or just in general?
Always ask questions. I feel like I have not asked enough questions in my career, and be confident and go for what you really want to do.
What did you do before you retired?
So I was a college professor in California.
Okay, what did you teach?
I taught business classes, business management, and hospitality management courses for 22 years.
I'm a registered nurse by profession, and I did that for about 25 years.
Do you remember how much you made when you started versus when you retired?
Yeah, so when I started, I was making about $68,000 as an instructor, and when I retired, I made $100,000.
What about you?
So when I started as an RN back in 95, the entry-level salary was about $28 an hour. And then towards the end, my retirement, about 3 years ago, I was doing case management, and that bumped me up to $60 an hour.
How is retirement treating you?
Loving it.
Saved away, send our kids to college, and here we are.
So this is one of our first trips to New Orleans from Los Angeles after retirement.
What career advice would you share to new graduates or just in general what you've learned over the years?
We always both believed in, as immigrants coming to this country, starting off entry level, work hard. Good work ethic is very important, and don't burn your bridges because you might need your former employers and bosses' blessings to move forward.
What about you?
Well, for me, the advice is that you do have to pay your dues. Unfortunately, you have to work hard. I'm so happy that the new entry nurses are getting paid much more than I did back in 95. But still, you have to do those rounds in the hospital, hands-on training, it's the best.
I'm a server at a restaurant in California. I also do freelance, like film stuff.
How much do you make doing what you do?
A week, probably like 800 serving.
Nice.
The freelance, I just started out, so it's kind of super varied on it. Yeah.
Do you like what you do?
I love what I do. It's just a lot of fun.
How'd you get into your filmmaking stuff?
Started out just making videos with friends that were just stupid videos, but then had a lot of fun. I went to film school in Boston and really connected with people. I just love the crazy randomness of it.
Did you have any student loan debt when you graduated by chance?
Oh, yeah.
How has that been for you?
It's been rough. I had a little bit of family help, but it's definitely rough in the freelance world trying to pay it off.
I am an entrepreneur. I do a lot of product marketing, and I have a lawn game called Corkane. A lawn game that you shoot wine corks into cups on a board, and you're strategically trying to win certain cups, and they have different rules for the cups, but it's a pretty good game that you play with like all kinds of family and friends and whatnot. So
where can we find the game?
you can find it on Amazon, Corkane.com, you can find it. It's on Etsy.
How much do you make doing what you do?
Probably Corkane and my other businesses probably around $80,000 a year.
That's pretty good. Do you feel successful as an entrepreneur?
As an entrepreneur, you're always trying to strive. It's just what we do. It's just kind of like it's in our bones. But yeah, I love it. I love the freedom, and I love the creativity that I'm able to bring to my work.
Did you go to school by any chance?
Yeah.
Like any degree?
Yeah, I got my undergrad in finance, and then I was a real estate broker and bought a bunch of real estate investments, and then got out of that and did that for a while. Now I'm just kind of doing things that I really like to do. If you're an entrepreneur, just keep grinding, really, and do things that you like, and then find a skill set that you're good at and you can enjoy. Not really work anymore. It's kind of just fun. It's a lifestyle.
What are the pros and cons of what you do?
The pros are definitely the freedom, being able to do what you want. It's like your potential is really limited to you. The cons, though, are it's a roller coaster up and down. Sometimes you're working on Saturdays and Sundays, but and basically all the time. But it's not really a con if you like what you do. Every day's a new day.